Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun, and the third largest planet in our solar system. It was the first planet found with the aid of a telescope. Uranus was discovered in 1781 by astronomer William Herschel, although he originally thought it was either a comet or a star. It was 2 years later that the object was universally accepted as a new planet. Uranus is very cold and windy. The ice giant is surrounded by 13 faint rings and 27 small moons as it rotates at a nearly 90-degree angle from the plane of its orbit. This unique tilt makes Uranus appear to spin sideways, orbiting the Sun like a rolling ball. William Herschel tried unsuccessfully to name his discovery Georgium Sidus after King George III. Instead, the planet was named for Uranus, the Greek god of the sky, as suggested by Johann Bode. Uranus' environment is not conducive to life as we know it. The temperature, pressure and materials that characterize this planet are most likely too extreme and volatile for organisms to adapt to. With a radius of 15,759.2 miles, 25,362 kilometers, Uranus is 4 times wider than Earth. If Earth was the size of a nickel, Uranus would be about as big as a softball. From an average distance of 1.8 billion miles, 2.9 billion kilometers, Uranus is 19.8 astronomical units away from the Sun. From this distance, it takes sunlight 2 hours and 40 minutes to travel from the Sun to Uranus. 1 day on Uranus takes about 17 hours, the time it takes for Uranus to rotate or spin once. And Uranus makes a complete orbit around the Sun, a year in Uranian time, in about 84 Earth years, 30,687 Earth days. Uranus is the only planet whose equator is nearly at a right angle to its orbit, with a tilt of 97.77 degrees, possibly the result of a collision with an Earth-sized object long ago. This unique tilt causes the most extreme seasons in the solar system. For nearly a quarter of each Uranian year, the Sun shines directly over each pole, plunging the other half of the planet into a 21-year-long dark winter. Uranus is also one of just 2 planets that rotate in the opposite direction than most of the planets. Venus is the other one, from east to west. Uranus has 27 known moons. While most of the satellites orbiting other planets take their names from Greek or Roman mythology, Uranus moons are unique in being named for characters from the works of William Shakespeare and Alexander Pope. All of Uranus' inner moons appear to be roughly half water ice and half rock. The composition of the outer moons remains unknown, but they are likely captured asteroids. Uranus has 2 sets of rings. There are 2 outer rings, the innermost one is reddish like dusty rings elsewhere in the solar system, and the outer ring is blue like Saturn's E ring. Uranus took shape when the rest of the solar system formed about 4.5 billion years ago, when gravity pulled swirling gas and dust in to become this ice giant. Like its neighbor Neptune, Uranus likely formed closer to the Sun and moved to the outer solar system about 4 billion years ago, where it is the 7th planet from the Sun. Uranus is one of 2 ice giants in the outer solar system, the other is Neptune. Most, 80% or more, of the planet's mass is made up of a hot dense fluid of icy materials, water, methane, and ammonia, above a small rocky core. Near the core, it heats up to 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 4,982 degrees Celsius. Uranus is slightly larger in diameter than its neighbor Neptune, yet smaller in mass. It is the second least dense planet. Saturn is the least dense of all. Uranus gets its blue-green color from methane gas in the atmosphere. Sunlight passes through the atmosphere and is reflected back out by Uranus cloud tops. Methane gas absorbs the red portion of the light, resulting in a blue-green color. As an ice giant, Uranus doesn't have a true surface. The planet is mostly swirling fluids. While a spacecraft would have nowhere to land on Uranus, it wouldn't be able to fly through its atmosphere unscathed either. The extreme pressures and temperatures would destroy a metal spacecraft. The planet's atmosphere has a complex layered cloud structure and has the lowest minimum temperature of 49 Kelvin, minus 224 degrees Celsius, out of all solar system's planets. Thus, Uranus is the coldest planet in the solar system, even though Neptune is much farther away from the Sun. Uranus's ring system is extremely dark, with only about 2% of the incoming light is reflected, and contains the known 13 inner moons. Further out are the larger 5 major moons of the planet: Miranda, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, and Oberon, and orbit at much greater distance from Uranus are the known 9 irregular moons. Uranus' magnetosphere is highly asymmetric and has many charged particles, which may cause the darkening of its rings and moons. In 1986, Voyager 2 found that the visible southern hemisphere of Uranus can be subdivided into 2 regions, a bright polar cap and dark equatorial bands. Their boundary is located at about -45 degrees of latitude. A narrow band straddling the latitudinal range from -45 to -50 degrees is the brightest large feature on its visible surface. It is called the southern collar. For a short period from March to May 2004, large clouds appeared in the Uranian atmosphere, giving it a Neptune-like appearance. Observations included record-breaking wind speeds of 820 km/h, 510 mph, and a persistent thunderstorm referred to as 4th of July fireworks. Voyager's observations revealed that Uranus's magnetic field is peculiar, both because it does not originate from its geometric center, and because it is tilted at 59 degrees from the axis of rotation. The largest of Uranus's satellites, Titania, has a radius of only 788.9 kilometers, 490.2 miles, or less than half that of the Moon, but slightly more than Rhea, the second largest satellite of Saturn, making Titania the 8th largest moon in the solar system. Launched in 1977, Voyager 2 made its closest approach to Uranus on the 24th of January 1986, coming within 81,500 kilometers, 50,600 miles of the cloud tops, before continuing its journey to Neptune. The spacecraft studied the structure and chemical composition of Uranus's atmosphere, including its unique weather, caused by its axial tilt of 97.77 degrees. It made the first detailed investigations of its 5 largest moons and discovered 10 new ones. Voyager 2 examined all 9 of the system's known rings and discovered 2 more. No other spacecraft has flown by Uranus since then, though there has been many proposed missions to revisit the Uranus system. The planet Uranus is sometimes referred to by its nickname, the Bullseye Planet. The belts and zones, along with the rings around the planet, make Uranus appear similar to a bullseye. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button. Subscribe our channel to support us and press the bell icon to get the next video notification. See you in next space adventure.